Imagine being hit with one of the greatest directs imaginable, only for you to go onto the internet to share how excited you are for the Nintendo Switch 2 and the upcoming new games, only to see this lovely image floating around. Ooh boy, this is a lot to unpack here. So much to unpack that I brought along a couple of friends to help better explain what might be going on here. So joining me today, on the left of me, I have Mr. Aubby Lobby, and to the right, I have Dolphin. Gentlemen, please introduce yourselves.
I think the talking dolphin should go first.
Man, that's really sweet. Hello, my name is Decisive Dolphin. You can call me Dolphin. You can call me anything you want, and that's me.
Hi there, my name is Aubby. I have created video games such as Sonic Fibbage and also host a YouTube channel with Twitter voice actors. And that's my story.
Hey, there we go. We love the stories. We love both your stories. And I'm glad to have you on here. And especially Dolphin. It's the first time hearing your voice. This is a little, oh man, little much
Dude,
for me.
I know it's uncanny. It's uncanny to hear you outside of a video. It's wild.
Oh yeah, I would imagine it's like that for a lot of people. There was a popular video going around on Noir Heart's YouTube channel, and I was a part of it. And a lot of people were listening to my voice in it, and they're like, "Whoa, why are you in this video with like 500,000 views?" And I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, we're getting a little off topic here. So, gentlemen, I have invited you today because Nintendo made a bit of an oopsie. They had a pretty great direct, in my opinion. I thought the direct was one of their greatest directs ever. But as mentioned earlier, once you go outside the direct and you start looking into some of the little details that they conveniently left out, you realize some things are a little bit expensive for to not be so secretive about it. A lot of expensive games. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
A lot of thoughts, Cyanize. Too many thoughts. And the thoughts I have going into this is that Nintendo made a very big oopsie, especially during these hard times when they weren't giving any information out about the prices and how everything should be going about with the Nintendo Directs and with such huge like hardware and video game showcases. You think the first main thing they would have done is like clarify with their customers and their consumers, like, hey, this is the price point that's going to be happening. We are trying to justify this with all the content that you see here, but they made it so hard to share the price with everybody. They didn't announce it at all in Nintendo Directs. And it was sort of like a goose chase, an Easter egg hunt to try to find the prices after the direct. And it was sort of insulting to the consumer, really, by not letting them know what the prices are and having them go forward with this goose chase to figure out, oh, what's going on with the price? There's so much misinformation, and I don't know what's going on. Maybe I shouldn't be getting this console.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm with you. I mentioned it in my initial video, but I mentioned how the direct was structured so weirdly. It was back and forth between game showcase and then talking about the console. It was very weird. I personally thought it was a fun time, but as you mentioned, yeah, we didn't know the price until outside the direct, until we had to look for it. And even then at the end, I was like, okay, where's the price? Where's the price? You got us hooked, and yeah, we didn't hear about it at all. But yeah, Dolphin, what do you think about it?
Well, just to bounce back on that, I don't know where you guys found the prices for this information, but I got it from people on my Discord server, and I have no clue where you guys found this stuff.
Twitter.com, formerly
Okay.
known as X. We've actually reverted back in time. We're now Twitter again.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, I apologize, but
No.
it took a while for me to find the price until I think the first time I saw the price was in euros when we saw it be $500.
Oh yeah, wasn't even USD, dude. We had to convert it, and even the conversion sounded wrong. So I was waiting it out. Now it's a little bit more concrete, but right now we're in a misinformation hell right now in terms of what physical games are going to cost. Apparently, digital and physical will not cost any different. I don't know why that information is being misled everywhere, but thankfully that so what is it everyone's complaining about Mario Kart World possibly being $90 physically. Luckily, that is not the case. It will be 80. 80 is still ridiculous, but at least we're not going up on physical games as far as we're aware.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I was in the Nintendo Treehouse Live earlier at work today because unfortunately I'm not just a YouTuber, and
What?
I know, and I work a normal job, which
No.
sucks. No, but so I was watching the Nintendo Treehouse, and I opened the comments just to see on the Mario Kart World part of it, just to see what everyone was thinking, and it was just littered with like, show the prices, tell us the prices. Like all the comments were just tell us the prices. So I think
Jesus.
it's pretty. I think everybody has a pretty synonymous opinion on this.
Yeah.
They're way too high.
So that whole thing happened throughout the entire 4 hours of the stream. Everyone was spamming, drop the price, and it was that's a huge embarrassment on Nintendo for some like a casual consumer wanting to check out the games, and they just see the chat that says drop the price over and over and over. That's gotta be such an embarrassment.
Now, as for those prices that we're talking about right now, just so for the people who are not aware, just so you know what kind of prices we're talking here. So the Switch itself, and this is the part where I disagree with most people, the Switch itself is going to be $450 or $44.49. Yeah, I said that right.
44 fortnights.
44 fortnights. In my opinion, I think that is fair. This console's loaded with so much, and keep in mind the OLED was like $350. I don't know. I think that's a fair price for everything you're getting in this. I don't know. If you guys disagree, like, let me know. But I think the console is a fair price for what you're getting.
No, dude, I honestly 100% agree with that. I think it's a fair price, the console itself.
Just the console.
Because just the console on its own. I have gripes with like the controllers that I'll get into later, but the console itself I think it's a great price because think about what you're getting. Like in terms of, you compare it to a Steam Deck. I know it's got the power of like a PS4, but we're getting Cyberpunk. We're getting an exclusive. I don't play From Software games. What's that one? It's like vampires in it.
Dustblood.
Yes,
Dustblood. I actually forgot the name too.
No, you guys are doing good. Thank you. And like, dude, we're just getting. My point is, we're getting a lot of good games here. Like, this isn't just an underpowered Nintendo Switch with anime games and mobile games on it. This is gonna be top notch. So I agree with you, Cyanize.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm yapping.
What do you think, Aubby? I know you feel very strong about the price point, so I don't know if you like disagree with me on the console specifically.
On the console specifically, I will be going to Target specifically. On the console, I will be going to Target day one and getting that bundle because it's Mario Kart 8. It's Mario Kart World. I'm sorry, it's been since the Wii U.
The Mario Kart World is like being bundled,
real.
And the bundle makes it so that the console is $500. So
but the game is $50 at that point instead of $80.
Yeah,
so
and that's a good transition as well because Mario Kart World is $80 now. I think that's super interesting because we have a Mario Kart World Direct coming pretty soon, which will hopefully elaborate a little bit more as to why it costs that much. But as far as I'm seeing, I think Nintendo Switch 2 games are going to be $70 going forward, as evidenced by Donkey Kong Bonanza. I guess that's kind of the only new first-party Switch game, not counting World, I guess. I don't know, but they said World wasn't the norm, so we'll see.
But there's also we have the Nintendo Switch 2 enhanced versions of games like Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. They're also $80.
Those are like inconsistent because Breath of the Wild, I'm looking at right now, it's $70. Tears of the Kingdom's $80. Jamboree is going to be $80, and Forgotten Land is also going to be $80. But then I'm looking at Street Fighter 6, and that's $60. Like, it's all so inconsistent.
I'm sorry.
It's gotta be. What's up?
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I honestly had no clue. So the upgrades are going to be $80, just if you wanted to buy the game by themselves, like the Nintendo Switch 2 version. Some of them.
But that's the confusing part because Breath of the Wild is $70.
So what I heard is that for some of the games, it depends. Like if the Nintendo Switch 2 enhanced version, it's just visual upgrades, it's getting like a $10 boost in price. Mm-hmm. But if it's like Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and that's basically like DLC in its own story, that's going to be that's basically you're buying DLC for that game.
Okay. Interesting.
But it's so confusing how Nintendo is just being dead silent about this. They've been trying so hard not to mention anything about the price. A fact during their media press thing, which was today, Friday the 3rd of April, they had a media press event. Only the media are allowed to check out the console and everything. And,
Did you say Friday out of curiosity? Today's Thursday.
Today is Thursday. You're right.
Sorry, continue. I was holding that in the whole time. I wanted to say something.
They're still doing the media event inside for that whole 2 days.
Nintendo New York,
weekend. Yeah. But the media was not allowed to talk about any of the prices, like, at all. Like, not towards the staff, not towards the three. Apparently, like, the 3 people that were in the Nintendo Direct were there to be interviewed, and they were not allowed to talk about the prices at all.
How was that like communicated to them then? Out of curiosity.
Like, media could not, like, they told them specifically, you could not talk about the price. You cannot talk price.
But like, pretty much
aspect.
anything was like else is on the table.
I mean, there probably was some things they couldn't talk about, like what new games and if there's more, what kind of characters are going to be in Mario Kart World or anything like that. But the big baseline was the political aspect about the prices, and the prices could not be talked about. So Nintendo is trying their hardest to be dead silent about the about the price point, and that is very, very not a good look, especially when their entire treehouse chat was telling them to drop the price.
Yeah, dude, no kidding. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, and just to kind of segue off of what you guys were saying earlier in terms of the console and how we were just talking about the console specifically. The Joy-Con, I have a video. This is not an advertisement, but I have a video where I talk about the Joy-Cons, and in that video I talk point about the cost of the Joy-Cons. And the cost of the Joy-Con 1s are like 25% more expensive than a Wii Remote and Nunchuck combined. And I even factored in inflation to prove that they were cheaper. So with that being said, now the Joy-Con 2s are apparently going to be $10 more. I know this is kind of a new era, but still, aren't they like, I think they're 90? Is that right?
Oh, shoot. I thought they were like 70. Well, like the Switch 1 Joy-Cons by themselves, they were like 70.
Yeah, and that was kind of wild, but I think that they've upped the Switch 2 Joy-Cons to 80 or 90. But either way, that's just a wild number for me, man. I know it's got a lot of features in it, like the optical sensor and the IR.
You might be right about the 90 price, because I just looked it up. Switch Joy-Cons are like 80. So, yeah, 90.
Yeah.
For Switch 1. Switch 1 is like 80. I would have to assume Switch 2 are 90 for Joy-Cons.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it was... No, I'm sorry, I cut you off, but I was just going to say that I'm pretty sure that the Wii Remote and a Nunchuck together combined, 2 separate controllers in their own right, and also it's less technology, you can make, your arguments, but I think combined they were $60. So, I don't remember how I factored in inflation, but I did, and it's like 25%. Anyways, yeah, I'd have to look that back up again, but it's like forgotten knowledge in my head. Either way, yeah, the controllers are expensive, way too expensive.
Extremely expensive. I am on the Nintendo website right now. It does say $89.99.
Okay.
Wow, that's wild.
Price.
What do you guys think of that?
In the defense of the controllers, though, they have a lot in them. Like, I guess I'm just, like, impressed. Like, it's amiibo support. The C button now, I guess, which, I mean, it's just a button. Like, I guess I can't really attribute to that. I mean, it's pretty much everything that's in the Joy-Cons. And, actually, yeah. I was thinking the Pro controller with the audio jack, but I guess aside from the Joy-Cons being bigger, which I guess is the main reason for the price increase, there isn't much now that I think about it.
Yeah, no, I do see where you're coming from with the features as well. Like, it does have the optical sensor. It has
the Rumble too. Oh my god, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like an HD Rumble 2.0 or something, isn't it? Or
yeah,
that might be misinformation.
I would like clarify. I still hate the prices of the games. I just think the console and like controllers themselves, like I get. Like there's a lot going into these things.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I circled back to the consoles, the console prices, but I was eager to talk about the Joy-Cons, and how much I don't like the price for those.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah, no, for sure. I think like the games are definitely $70. I know a lot of people are like upset about that, but I think that was coming soon as well. I don't want to get into politics here, but I think it might be tariffs. You know, I think it might
Yeah.
it might be the recent economic situation going on right now, as well as just Tears of the Kingdom. Like it already put the first foot in the ground there. I feel like it was going to happen eventually. I guess
a big.
Yeah.
I apologize.
No,
it's
you're
a
good.
big. It's like, that's the big thing. Like, there's even rumors of like with the tariffs going on that are going to hit Vietnam, where the Switch 2 is being produced. If those hit, there are rumors like the Switch consoles are going to go up by $200.
Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
I heard that like the price, like again, this is just like secondhand. I heard that like these prices are just like preemptive, like guessing based on the economy right now, and aren't like because nothing is actually taken into effect considering like the presidency and whatnot. Like it's already happened and whatnot. I'm trying not to get into politics, but here I am dancing around it.
We kind of have to talk about it. That's the reason why the Switch prices are the way they are with the economy and what the tariffs are doing and what Trump is doing.
Yeah, I think you're treading safe ground here. It's not. I think that it's not opinionated. These are just facts here. Unfortunately, the tariffs. I'm curious to see how that's going to affect everything. That's funny that you mentioned. I didn't even think about it in the light of like that. The prices are just kind of whack because no one knows what's going on. So I didn't even think of that.
Though, like, yeah, I would attribute that. I would say that's most of that. But again, I'm looking at these website prices and like they're again just so inconsistent. Like, really, Bravely Default for some reason $40, which is also like is that a remaster? I don't know. I've never played Bravely Default at all. But Street Fighter 6 is 60 randomly. I don't know. And Breath of the Wild is 70. And I know you said that like Tears of the Kingdom has some like content like with like. What is it? It got an update through the Switch Online app or whatever. Breath of the Wild doesn't really have that, but it's still kind of weird.
They both have it.
Oh, they both have it? So then why is Breath of the Wild 70?
Because Breath of the Wild was like a launch title for the Switch, which was
just because it's old. Like,
okay,
like that was like 8 years ago. Cyanize.
Oh, okay, dude. This is kind of what. And if I'm talking too much, I'm so sorry, guys.
You're good. This is what this is for.
But okay, so this is what irks me so much. I'm sorry if this is hard to follow. I have this written down here. I'm fully transparent. This is straight script language here. But if GTA 6, okay, just to bring in comparison, GTA 6 is rumored to be $100, and hopefully you're following me. You will be able to follow me here.
Okay.
That values GTA 6 at $9 per year that they develop the game. Okay, so every year they develop this game is worth $9 to the consumer. Mario Kart World is $80, and according to the Mario Kart World Wiki, this game has been in development for 4 years. So this would mean that Nintendo is charging us $20 every year they spent developing this game. And in comparison to GTA 6 for $9 every year. Let me fucking remind you, this is GTA 6. GTA 6 will easily be the greatest game of the decade. GTA 6.
Dude, I'm using my vacation days for it. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So, dude, I'm just livid about that. And I've been holding that in for a minute.
No, it's whatever's going to be in this Mario Kart Direct. Like, it's got a lot of explaining to do. Again, me personally, I'm okay with Switch games being $70. Like tariffs aside, like if you do the inflation math, like we are in a $70 game era. Like we just have to accept that. Mario Kart has no reason to be $80 though. And no game right now has any reason to be $80. Even Kirby, even Mario Party, none of these games have any reason, any right to be $80 in 2025. So very curious about this upcoming Mario Kart Direct, and I don't know. I better see the freaking cow come out of the screen and give me a big fat kiss on my mouth to justify that price.
Big fat wet kiss.
Yeah.
I know I think we're about to end things off. I did want to hit some points that I really wanted to talk about.
Yeah, of course.
Nintendo being silent about this, that's probably going to change soon. Whether it's like they have another treehouse tomorrow, that could be where they discuss about the situation. kinda, or they just turn off comments and fuel the fire even more. I know when I was looking into all this research, I was listening to a group of former Nintendo employees who used to host the Nintendo Treehouse Live called Kit and Crystal.
Kit and Crystal, I love them.
Yeah, they're
Man,
super.
throwback.
They are super cool.
They're super cool.
And they were talking about how like Nintendo used to have like war rooms during their conventions, like in case something like this were to happen, they would go to that war room and get something discussed out and get a video out in like 10 minutes tops. Now they just don't have that anymore. From what Kid and Crystal are saying, they don't have that consumer focus like they did back then, where like Reggie was consumer focused about putting Wii Sports in as a pack-in title, and they can't put in the welcome room for the Nintendo Switch 2 as a pack-in title. Or Iwata taking his own pay cut when the 3DS was not doing so well, instead of laying off employees. Now it's just like Nintendo isn't consumer focused anymore now that they fired everyone from the 3DS and Wii U era. Doug Bowser hasn't done any interviews like at all ever since the Switch 1 came out. He hasn't appeared since like E3 like 2018, 2019. He's just been very silent, besides like you see a post from him on Twitter or something.
Yeah, so this is definitely like another video I want to talk about in general, because and I'd be so cool to bring you guys back to do that. But this is like that era that you highlight specifically, that was an era where Nintendo was struggling, right? They were okay with doing stuff like this because, you know, it put the company in good light. You know, I'm not saying they were just doing that to show face, but, you know, also like it was just a different time back then. Now we're in 2025. Nintendo Switch 1 sold 150 million units. Now they're dropping the Switch 2. And look, I don't mean to speak for them. I don't mean to like, if I was Doug Bowser right now, I can't tell you how he's feeling right now. But, you know, if I was in that position, like, yeah, I might be a little overconfident. And I feel like they're overconfident in the sense that, yeah, they can sell an Astrobot Playroom sort of game at $10. The Switch 2 Tour game that we all saw at the Direct. They're okay selling that for an actual, like, price instead of bundling it with the Switch. Which I feel like would be the most common, like, the most obvious thing to do, considering that you want people to understand what the console can do. But no, you have to pay for the tutorial to figure out what your console does. That makes no sense. Who would do that? Like, it makes no sense.
No, I agree with that 100%.
But you make good points there. It's very, very stupid for them to go about that route with the welcome room tutorial, having to pay for it. 0 people will be buying unless you're insane.
Yeah, no, it's a completely different era. They just know they can get away with it nowadays. Like,
they can get away with that. I guarantee that's going to sell like 1 million copies.
Probably.
That would be insane. But with Nintendo being silent about the prices, it makes me wonder what they're trying to do. If they don't make an announcement by this weekend, there's going to be something that happens. During this weekend is Nintendo New York, and I think Nintendo Seattle as well. And on that show floor, they have hired employees to teach people how to play the game, but they don't work for Nintendo. They're just hired employees. And the casual consumer be like, hey, why do you think they're going to talk to these employees and be like, hey, why do you think the game is going to be $80, or why the Switch console is like $450? And either those people are going to slip up, say something, and that would be like their Nintendo's basically official announcement from a hired employee, or they're not going to be able to say anything, and we're just going to be left in the dark as to why Nintendo is not talking about or communicating about the price as much as the regular consumer needs to. Now, I know for the bottom of my heart, me and Cyanize are probably going to wait at Target or Best Buy until 12 a.m. when they open up.
I cannot wait for the midnight launch.
Yeah, guilty as well.
We're going straight to that Nintendo Switch 2. We're just getting
so excited.
But a lot of people won't be able to do that because of how expensive everything's going to be. Like, some people might get the Switch 2, but they're only going to have Mario Kart. I don't even think they're going to care about Donkey Kong.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I didn't even think about it from that perspective. Like, I'm pretty sure that they're prepared for this. Like, Nintendo's done public events before. I'm pretty sure they're prepared for this. And what is it? I think back to the backlash that came with Dexit for Sword and Shield. I would imagine they're prepared for it. But also, in that scenario that I brought it up, they did that scenario is so funny because they brought up an issue that nobody even knew about unless the director didn't bring it up in that presentation. But here we found out secondhand, not from Nintendo in their own presentation. So yeah, I wonder how they're going to handle it. It's kind of hard for Nintendo to like make a comment on, what's currently going on nowadays because they're just a Japanese company and, these poor people are just trying to present the game because they're being paid to and whatnot. You can kind of see them on screen. They're just playing the game. They're not here to, interact with the social media people,
Yeah.
So I feel bad for them in a sense, but I get what you mean, Aubby. Like they do need to make a statement. I just don't know how they're going to go about that,
I know for a fact, even with how many people are going to spam like a hashtag, or if there's going to be spamming comments on the next Treehouse Live about dropping the price, there's no way they're going to drop the price right now. It's too soon for the Switch console to just get a price drop, especially when we're only like 2 months away from getting the console out. I do feel like there might be an era where it's like a year or two, and the Switch 2 is not probably doing so well, or it could do really well, and Nintendo could prove us wrong, and $80 games are here to stay. But if it doesn't do well, I do see an era where we get a price drop on both like original Switch hardware, and we get like a Switch Lite. They bring back like the Nintendo Ambassador program from the 3DS. They bring back Nintendo Selects, which are like the cheapest way to get the first party games back.
I think
in the
he might
Wii
be a
era.
fan of the 3DS and Wii U era. I don't know.
You think
You know
It's
what?
a good era. It's a
I
good
can't
era.
blame him. Yeah.
It's a good era. It's a good era, though.
But it's a bad omen to say, but I really do hope the Switch 2 flops. So game developers, companies, and consumers alike will see the Switch 2, see how badly it did because of the price point, how Nintendo handled the situation, and they can go down to $70. They can go down to $60 and be like, hey, the consumer can't afford these price points. We gotta do something. We gotta next console or next game. We gotta just lower stuff down, be consistent with the consumer, and try again.
I agree with that, and I really sincerely hope that there's a chance that there are people who are willing to boycott the Nintendo Switch 2. But I'll tell you one
not
thing:
gonna be
that
us.
Unfortunately, it won't be us.
We're fucking hypocrites.
With that being said, I think that is our only
You at
hope
home
for
should
this.
do it, not us.
yeah. This is the official PSA for you guys.
we have to make content. Like, come on here.
Yeah, but yeah, no. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
regardless-
Like, I don't want it to fail. Like, I want it to do well. I think this console's
certainly
I
amazing.
wanted to do well too. It's a good console, but it's just Nintendo's not being very. I can't think of the word. They're not being upfront with everything.
They're not, yeah. No, and
Yeah.
usually boycotting is not a result of hating somebody. It's usually a result of love, Like,
Tough love.
I love you so much that I will stop buying your console. No, but yeah. No, I
Kisses
think
you
that's
goodnight.
I think that would be our own. I think that'd be our only hope to sort of fix the situation that we're in, because in terms of like the Nintendo Treehouse and potentially hearing an announcement on there, yeah, Aubby, I don't think that we're gonna see anything on there. I have a feeling those are pre-recorded.
I don't know about pre-recorded,
Oh, they're
but
not? Are they live?
they are
They're
live.
always live.
But I don't
know.
expect them to
Okay.
make an announcement on Treehouse Live. I think that would kind of
Yeah.
ruin the idea of it. I don't know. I get what
they've made.
Fair
They've
enough.
made announcements on Treehouse Live about like controversial things.
Just sort of
But the
shit,
last
that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
The last time they did that, E3 2018 with Mario Kart 2, and everyone was mad there was no online play with friends, and they made an announcement
Which
at
Mario
the
Kart?
very start. Mario Maker 2.
Oh, I thought you said Mario Kart. I was like, what?
I think I did say Mario Kart, and
Okay.
I wasn't.
Oh, I remember
I
that,
didn't know
dude.
that,
I keep
though.
thinking of the Sword and Shield deck set, but I didn't even think about Mario Maker.
That's the last time I remember it, but still, I don't think they're gonna announce anything. It's Nintendo. They might be able to do something. They might make a tweet. They might make a video about what's going on. But I mean, the outlash is so huge. They can't really ignore it, but at the same time, they're
No way.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
They're Nintendo. They probably will ignore it.
somehow, it's similarly to how they were pretty good at ignoring any publicity in terms of like when they were suing
Power World?
suing Pal World or taking down YouTuber videos. They were
Yeah.
pretty intentional about not responding to any of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're probably right. They might get away with not. I love Nintendo, but they might get away with this one.
Yeah,
I don't think they're gonna get away with it. They weren't getting away with it this morning.
Yeah, no, that's true. You're right.
Well, I think it's also important to know, and I'm getting into Fortnite, I guess, real quick, but I watch this YouTuber called iTalk, and he reviews the item shops every day, and he complains about them all the time because they're always like the same and they're boring. But he makes a good point every time, though. It's like, we're people online. We like pay attention to this stuff, but like we're thinking about the people who aren't on Twitter 24/7, talking about this stuff 24/7.
Yeah.
Like you're thinking about the average consumer who probably won't even think twice about it. I mean, maybe their parents, like they're like Timmy asking his mom to go buy them a game. Like maybe the mom isn't even gonna care that it's $80. She's just gonna buy the game simply to get Timmy to shut up. Like, or maybe it's the other way around. She might put her foot down because it is $80. So who knows? Regardless, like. It's important to note that, like, I'm not saying, like, the internet culture and, like, our space, I'm not saying it's a minority, but I am saying, like, it is a completely different space compared to just people who just play games and don't even interact with anything on the internet.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see with the Mario Kart World Direct. I'm coping, but I think everything might be answered in there. We'll see.
Yeah.
That's right. They're adding Geno and Mallow into Mario Kart World. That's
Oh.
gonna justify the $80 price.
I was like, then Aubby's gonna
And you know
shut
what?
up
We'll
and
pay
stop
for it.
complaining. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's how you make them shut up. Get Square Enix on here. That justifies the $80 price.
Do you guys think, a little off topic from the prices, just real quick, make this no more than like 3 minutes maybe, but do you
Okay.
guys think that we will see any non-Nintendo characters in Mario Kart World? Just a quick little side tangent, I'm curious. What
I
do you guys think?
think this is the best time to bring back Rob from the DS.
The Smash Ultimate of Mario Kart. I feel like everybody is going to be here. Every Mario villain. We don't know everybody in the roster, but from what I've seen, there's like 84 characters. But one of the demos showed some of the character slots being costumes with Mario. Like Mario is wearing like a chef outfit and stuff like that.
Man,
But
if you're-
84 characters. They might have Link. They might have Squid Kids.
I'm
They might
praying
have
for
Rod.
the Koopalings. I'm an Iggy main personally.
hey, that's fair.
One of
If
my
you're
close
ri-
friends is an Iggy main. I apologize.
Heck yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, if you're right about that, and it is an everybody's here Mario situation, I will be so happy to finally see the return of my man Toadsworth. I'm just saying.
Hey.
Where has bro been?
Let's go. Let's go,
Is he
Toadsworth.
canonically dead? I haven't seen him in years.
He
Anyway.
was
Yeah.
in the... I forgot what remake it was. TTYD. He was in TTYD.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's where all
Little
Toad
remake moment.
characters go to die.
Yo.
All right. Well, I don't mean to put a pin in this, but I think we've covered our bases, and I know Aubby has something to do. So, yeah. You guys, anything you guys want to end this on? Anything to say?
I am super, even with the price situation, even with everything going on, I am still super excited about the Switch 2. Probably going to rebrand myself a little bit when that console comes out.
Hey.
But we'll just have to see how everything plays out. I really do hope Nintendo does put something out about this situation. I really do hope that there's some sort of gameplay with the Mario Kart Worlds Direct where they provide like an answer to it being $80
through gameplay.
Through gameplay, through like mechanics, through like characters. But I am super excited for it. I am getting the bundle, which is like probably going to be the cheapest way to get Mario Kart Worlds if you're able to get a console. But I'm very hopeful that Nintendo is able to get enough Switch consoles out where scalpers won't be able to grab them.
I forgot where they said it, but I thought they made a post saying they overproduced just in case.
They did. I did hear about that. I did hear them about overproducing. I did also see like if you wanted the pre-order on the Nintendo website, you had to have like 2 years on the Nintendo Switch Online, 50 hours on the Switch. You had to share your information with Nintendo, and then you'd be able to get a console from them.
I registered for it, but I'm still going for that midnight launch anyway.
I'm getting that midnight launch, my man.
I respect
but that's all.
it.
That's all I have to say about this situation, and I'm super excited for the Nintendo Switch 2. Even with the controversy going out, super excited for it.
Yeah. What about you, Mr. Dolphin?
A lot of peripherals to buy, a lot of cameras, and a lot of shit. But you know what? A lot of games as well. A lot of games I have to repurchase. It's all a little bit of a groaner to me. But I'm a what can I say? I'm a narcissist. But I've still loved Nintendo, and I will continue to pay for the same game for the next 2 decades if I have to.
I won't. I'll raise my hands up and say get an emulator.
Good man. Yeah, good man.
Whoa,
Yes.
whoa, don't say that. I'm
Wait,
still trying to
don't
get
say
sponsored by Nintendo.
Okay, all right. Cut that out. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
All right. Well, with that, you guys all have a good one. Stay hydrated, stay cool. We will see you all in another video. Check out their channels, link in the description. Let us know if you guys want to do more videos like this, because this is fun. I love doing this. This is very unique.
This was super fun.
I enjoyed the heck out of this very much.
Yeah. You guys have a good evening, good night, good day, good afternoon, good morning, whatever. Bye-bye.
Have a good day, everybody.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye. See you next time.